believer must understand these three components or attributes of God: his divinity, his deity, and his authority. His divinity are things that he has, that he shares, but originates from him alone. So there are some things that are in God that you can find in his children, but they originated from God. Do you follow that? So those attributes are called communicable attributes of God, and we are going to deal with them. They are the things that makes him divine, because when you study the word divine, it means of God, anything that comes from God. So all of those things, the reason why it is part of this categorization is because although he shares it with others, he is the source, and his manifestation of these attributes is absolute. Only him manifests it in essence and in action in an absolute manner. For example, God is righteous. He gives us his righteousness, and we have his righteousness, but only he is the source of righteousness, and only he manifests righteousness both in essence and in functionality in an absolute way. We have righteousness as a nature, but we can't manifest it absolutely because we are still undergoing transformation. But God has righteousness as source, and it defines his essence, and he manifests righteousness in an absolute manner. God has never erred. You will never trace any form of history and hear, not seen, mistake. He has never made a mistake. He is right and has always been right, and will always be right. So he doesn't just have righteousness as his essence, he also manifests it in an absolute manner. And there are 5 qualities here that makes God divine. Then you have his deity. His deity speaks of the components of his essence that are not communicable. There are certain things that God has that only God possesses, and any spirit that says he's a God will be asked to manifest one. There are 6 of them. Only God has them. Only God is omnipotent. There's no spirit anywhere being worshipped anywhere that is omnipotent, and there are 6 of them. And then you speak of his authority, which is our focus tonight. Only God is creator. There's no spirit that can bring something into existence from nothing. Only God can. You can transform using a raw material, but if there's no raw material, you are bankrupt. But God cannot be bankrupt. He is creator. It's part of his authority. So when you want to study about God within the context of his sovereignty, you will study his divinity, you will study his deity, and you will study his supremacy, or his authority, or his offices. So quickly, let's look at his divinity. Perfect righteousness. Deuteronomy 32 verse 4. The Bible said he is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment. A God of truth and without iniquity. Just and right is he. Just and right is he. Psalm 145 verse 17. It said the Lord is righteous in all his ways and holy in all his works. He is righteous in all his ways and holy in all his works. You will never trace any aspect of God and find iniquity or find mistake. He is perfect and perfect in everything, in thoughts, in words, in deeds. He never errs. It's impossible for God to err. In fact, in the realm of God, righteousness is not just a nature, it's a power. You know what that means? If God looks at this speaker and says this is white, When you look again, you discover it was white. I didn't say it will become white. You will discover it was white. You were the ones in black. Because whatever he says, that is it. It doesn't just become, that is it. If the whole earth has to reverse back to before it was created, it will happen, but God can't err. There is no error within him. And you need to know this, because these are some of the reasons why we trust him. If God tells you it is well with you, it can't be a mistake. He won't change his mind. It will never change. So if you don't know him, you will struggle to believe him. He is righteous in all his ways, and he is holy in all his works. Romans 3:25-26, the Bible calls him just and the justifier of those who believe in Jesus. So God is righteous, and he alone is righteous. Every other person or being that has righteousness derived it from God. So our righteousness is not ours. Our righteousness came from God. He is the source of righteousness. So he's actually the only righteous judge, the only righteous one. Number two, divine attributes of God is perfect love. God loves, and God loves perfectly. What that means is that the love of God is absolute, is unconditional, and is eternal. And only God loves like this. If God tells you I love you, he loves you with everything in him. And if God tells you I love you, he doesn't love you because of anything about you. He loves you because he is love. So there's nothing you can do to make him change his mind. The love of men is conditional. If I tell you I love you, maybe I love your posture. Maybe I love the fact that you are liberal. Maybe I love the fact that you are sincere. It's something about you that triggers my love. But when God says I love you, nothing triggered it. His nature triggered it. So his love is unconditional. And when God tells you I love you, is forever and ever. He will never be able not to love you again. This is why the Bible speaking in Romans 8 verse 5 or 5 verse 8, help me check it now. It said, while we were yet sinners, it said Christ died for us. We had no value in the realm of God. And you need to know this, because Jesus said the flesh profits nothing. When we fell, we became flesh of flesh. We had no value to God, because it is the spirit that quickens. The flesh profits nothing. And in that state we were rebels.
Join our community, subscribe, and let's explore the apostolic legacy together. The Apostolic TV, where faith flourishes. Subscribe now and be a part of it.